Hello my friends, we are back with another video, and yes, I am back after quite a long hiatus. It's been like maybe a year, pushing up on a year and a half maybe, since I made the last video, and everything is great. First of all, everybody's been sending me DMs and emails and stuff like that, asking me if life is okay, and if I died from coronavirus. I had a few emails sending and asking if I died from corona, but no, I'm not dead. I still shoot with the Z6 IIs. Life is still good. We still shoot tons of weddings, and the reason why I left YouTube, not to go into this too much, because I do have a specific topic I want to talk about, but guys, you just have to understand that I'm a super private person. I never really built this, well, I definitely never built this channel to try and get famous or become an influencer or become rich off YouTube or something like that. I just genuinely enjoyed talking about photography and helping people with their journey and teaching people to shoot photos. So as it kind of grew bigger, obviously you're going to get a percentage of people that are just irritating, but you got somebody like me has to kind of get comfortable with the attention. I just never really got used to that in my life. I'm pretty private. I shoot photos, I run a photography business, hang out with my family and friends, ride my motorcycle, lift weights. That's what I do. That's my whole life. And I don't really have any type of burning desire or motivation to blow up and get huge. And there's a when you feel like that, there's automatically it's like two magnets that are on the wrong side pushing against each other with this type of platform and social media. It's almost like the antithesis of what I am, but at the same time I still have this desire to teach people. So I'm trying to juggle it. And I've told you guys from the beginning, I'm only going to make videos if I feel like they're useful. If I have something in my mind that I feel like I need to teach, I need to talk about, or if somebody specifically really needs to learn it from me, that's the only time I'm going to make videos. I'm not just going to pump out stuff just because I got to get views and I got to keep my channel going. It's no, it's this is just an outlet for me to help people, and that's it. So basically, from the title of the video, you guys can tell, I want to talk about differentiating yourself from the crowd. One thing that has remained consistent throughout this whole hiatus process is people sending me emails, DMs, social media stuff saying, hey, they ask me all sorts of questions, but a lot of it, when you boil down to it, it's two things. It's either, are you still using the Z6 II? Yes. And how do I differentiate myself from the crowd? How do I be different? How do I shoot something that's going to be unique? And people are so obsessed with this topic. And I get why. I mean, I was the same way, and I still kind of go back and forth, but I'm way different now than I used to be when I first started shooting photos. People are obsessed with trying to be different in this world of creative stuff that we're doing, and it's probably the same in other areas too, but just specifically with photography, it's really tough because you have these cameras now, and you have this lighting, and you have all these effects, and you see people online that are just doing these crazy things with photography, and it can make you feel like you're never ever going to achieve something that's truly great. And I really want to clear that up for a lot of people, because I know that there are definitely some pros, professional photographers that follow this channel, follow me, but there's a lot of new people and people just trying to get into it and make their mark and dip their toe in. They've done a few weddings or whatever that are trying to make it, and they seem to be obsessed with trying to be different and getting really overwhelmed with the stuff that they see online, getting down on themselves. I really want to dig into that today. I think it's a good topic to kind of kick back off the channel and get back into this. So what I want you to know is, if you want to be different from everybody else, you shouldn't be trying to be different. You should just try to be yourself. Very important that you understand that. You pause it, think about it. If you want to be different, don't try to be different. You should just try and be yourself. And I think I've said that on other videos before, but I've never made an actual video going into it. And I want to talk about it because too many people are picking up the camera and going with their clients or going out to shoot and thinking, how can I make this photo different? How can I make this me? And you think about it from the wrong angle if you're doing that. It's literally the opposite of what you need to be doing. When you go out, you have just a couple jobs as a photographer. Number one is to make the client feel comfortable. Having fun is even better, but comfortability is like number one when you're shooting with people at a wedding, families, anything like that. Even when you're shooting like commercial stuff for a client, it's having a presence that makes people open up. Because if you can open people up and you can have them start the shoot or operate in the shoot from a place of calmness and even better, having fun, if you can do that and you can set that type of atmosphere, you can work in a situation that's literally going to just create gold. And if you just fall, so say you have that set, you've worked on your personality, you've worked on your presence with your clients, and when you go onto a shoot, it's not weird, it's not awkward, it's like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like Sarah and I, when we go to these shoots, we're completely comfortable and our clients are having a good time, and they always say, like, I'm talking like probably 85% of the time, they say it was so easy to work with you guys. We had fun. We thought it was going to suck, but we had so much fun. We set that type of atmosphere. Like, that is, even photos aside, I'm a professional at making people feel comfortable when there's cameras around. Like, that's what we do really, really well. So we set that. And then I'm not trying to focus, when I pick up my camera, I'm not trying to focus on how do I make the most complicated, crazy photos. How many lights can I use? How many effects can I use? Thinking in my mind that I want to impress people with my photos. It's not that. It's, I'm thinking, what do I find interesting? Personally, what do I see that's different about this situation? What backgrounds do I see? What lines? What things between the couple? What do they do? Their little things. It's the stuff that naturally my conscience drives me towards is like a magnet. That's what I follow. I do not in any way try and be somebody that I'm not when I'm shooting photos. Like, I'm literally just following my conscience. And if you can do that, you're going to naturally set yourself apart. It's not going to be like anybody else's work. And there's no judgment on anything, because obviously, like, when you first start, you follow this advice, and I truly believe this is like the best advice that you can get as a photographer, is to truly be yourself rather than trying to be like somebody else. But you know, it's going to be an evolution. Like, as you get through your photography, your technical ability is going to get better, your understanding of light is going to get better, you know, all these things are going to improve. But if you do it from a space of comfortability with the client, and then I'm working on what do I find interesting, following my eye and my intuition, you're going to naturally produce a body of work that separates yourself from everybody else. So to the new people and all the people that have sent me the DMs, and even to the people who have been shooting for years that might actually, you know, get kind of overwhelmed with this stuff, do not think about other people. Like, I don't look at other wedding photographers' work. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that totally. Very, very few. There's like maybe 2 photographers' works that I check up on. I look at their feeds sometimes, but very, very few and far between. I don't watch any other YouTube channels around photography, literally none. I don't know what's going on in the YouTube photography world, or what people are talking about. I just follow my instinct. And that's the only reason I feel like I'm able to look at my work, and or people are able to look at our photos and be like, oh, that's Perla Images, or that's, you know, that's William Hall. Like, that, my stuff stands out because I just follow what I think is interesting. I set that atmosphere of comfortability with the client and follow my conscience, and I work on my eye, my watchful eye, watching what's going on, the details, the little insignificant moments that people think are insignificant, that nobody would really want to look for. Those little connections that are happening at a wedding, those looks, those, you know, those movements, that's the stuff that people are going to really appreciate. And you know, the hyper complicated photos, they are fun, and I do them. Sarah and I, we do them sometimes. You know, we try and get like maybe 1 or 2, like, you know, kind of more technical, complicated photos every wedding, but we don't put a ton of our pressure on ourselves to produce it, because we know that out of all the weddings that we've done, we know that our clients are going to appreciate the real moments the most, the ones that have the least involvement from us as possible. Those are always the ones that they're going to look back on in 30 years and be like, wow, like, that's how we were, you know, like, Remember that day? Like, that's what we were at that age, and like, you know, we were so happy, and you know, oh my God, I can't believe. I remember exactly when you did that stupid thing that he caught on, you know, on for the photo. Like, it's not the hyper complicated ones. Those are literally those photos. If you want to be honest, those types of photos are for other photographers. Like, when we take those photos, it's kind of like to flex, you know, to put them on our page and on our profile, and you know, kind of show other people what we can do. But they're never really the ones that the couples like the most. You know, they always like those real moments. Like, they always appreciate those way more. So I'm trying to explain to you guys, all the new people and all the people that have sent me DMs, do not worry about trying to be different. Your time will come. If you stick at this long enough and you get all your technicals right and your understanding of light and your ability to command a sense of ease at a wedding or in any type of client relationship. And it's not, you know, I've seen some photographers that kind of like lay it on too thick, like they're like too like happy or too in your face or something. It's just, we show up with our cameras, very minimal. We're still using the Z6 IIs. I have two cameras. I'm still using the 50 1.2S and the 28 1.4. Sarah still uses the 35 and the 85. And we have two flashes, and I have a like a flashlight that I use for, like, you know, creative portraits. That's it. I mean, just two cameras. We don't carry around a ton of bags. We're not making people feel weird or uncomfortable. We're just there hanging out, having a good time, and we're super dialed in with our eye and what we see that's going on. And we're focused on those real moments. And if we can catch something like, you know, really hyper complicated, and we can set up some lights and do something super awesome, we're going to take the chance to do that. But that's not what we're focused on. So what I'm saying is when you see other people's work, just, you know, take little bits and pieces from it, but understand the only way that you're going to be, don't be jealous of them. Don't be jealous of somebody else. Like, take your inner conscience and your compass and let that guide you to what you think is interesting. And I promise you, you will get magic over time. You will differentiate yourself just automatically. You won't have to think about, how do I make something different, or how do I stand out amongst all these photographers. It'll just happen naturally. That's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. Also, if you want to, you know, I'm just getting back into this, obviously. Like I said, I don't really know what's going on in the photography YouTube community or anything like that. So if there's something specific that you guys want me to talk about, just let me know in the comments, and I'll, you know, try to make a video about it. But like I said, I'm just going to do stuff that I feel like I need to teach, a message I need to get across. And I'm never going to pump out videos that are inauthentic. You guys might like some, you might not like some, whatever. But I'm just here to help people. So let me know. And it really is, you know, thank you very much for reaching out and constantly, you know, sending me DMs and stuff like that, and just you know, sending along the questions, because even though I was away from YouTube, I still obviously enjoy teaching. So, you know, yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm really happy to be back, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of the video and if this helped. Thanks, guys.